What's up, guys? I'm Tang StarCraft here with a ZvZ replay analysis. It's going to be a diamond level replay, and our hero, the submitter of this replay, is Grozen. So we do see the Overlord moving out nice and early. Good manner, nice and early. Love to see that. And we should be seeing that pool on 13, maybe? Nice early aggressive build. Yes, we do see it. Just going to nitpick two small things here. So I'm actually going to go back. This is so small of a thing, but I just have to do it. So right here, this 13th drone, it should have been rallied probably to this patch. It's single mining, it's like the closest patch, and then you can just double mine it, and it's great. Alternatively, maybe this patch. Oh no, sorry, this one already has two, I just couldn't see it. Or this one, which is just a little bit further away, but also one of the closer patches. Unfortunately, it wasn't rallied, so what it's going to do is go to this patch and actually triple mine it, which you never want to see. Losing a little bit of money there. So that's the one thing I wanted to nitpick. The second was just that the pool wasn't pulled off as early as possible. So we'll take a look. Like right when you have 200 minerals, you basically want to be standing right with that drone where it's going to build the spawning pool. So if you're going here, you just want to be standing like right about here. And it was pulled off just a little bit late, but now's when you want to pull it. 175, 180. A little bit late, but hey. I'm being real. I'm stretching it here, even pointing that out. So a couple drones, yeah, would love to see these two even rallied. Love the extractor trick. Maybe just a little early. You want to be closer to 75 minerals, but that's pretty good. Oh, just want to make sure that drone sticks to that patch. It did bounce off. Luckily, it bounced back, though. What do we have here? Another triple mining patch. These things add up a lot, especially with a build like this. But at least we see the Overlord on the way. And we should be seeing 3 sets of lings and an expansion pretty soon. But now you would send the drone down to expand. Yeah, perfect. 3 sets of lings, all hotkeyed. No, but still. Pretty good. Definitely want to hotkey them right away, though. And even that 4th set of ling that you build, you shift add to the control group. And I think we have them now. Okay, so that's fine, too. You could just double-click it and hotkey them like that. Queen on 19, very good. Oh, lings made a little bit of a break there. And even where they're rallied here, I guess maybe trying to get around the Overlords. I won't criticize it too much. Generally, straight line is the fastest path, but if you're trying to be a bit fancy there, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, this is definitely the target you want to take, is the expansion. And look at this. This is even nice that he's building a spine crawler at home. He's building the baneling nest with even before the speed. So your opponent really doesn't know what you're doing. Kind of maybe expects something like one base baneling. So this is great that you're able to throw them on the back foot, force the spine, and it doesn't look like your opponent's going to try to defend this base at all. Some players would. Some players would pull all their workers and with the couple lings actually force you away. But it looks like you'll get the hatch, and that's always a huge, huge advantage. I like this into a couple drones here in the next queen. I would definitely keep at least like 4 Zerglings attacking this hatch and just chase the 2 away with like 2 or 3. I think this is definitely time could be spent attacking the hatch. Still, though, it looks like we're going to get it. Oh, this Overlord needs to maybe get out of here. Ah, see, this little bit of time is costing us. So, like, now you're choosing to engage. I think, actually, maybe here could still get the hatch if you were, like, attacking it and moving around. It would depend on his micro. But that's probably a situation I would try to get it. This is so close. But, yeah, that's the problem. Oh, no, he's got his expansion up. I really think that there was an opportunity to kill that, so I'm just going to go back and just point out the time where Zerglings should be attacking. So first of all, I think they should have taken a straight line. Maybe they would have arrived a bit earlier, and then here, only 2 need to chase those lings, maybe 3. And then that way you still have like 5 lings attacking, and this is still taking a lot of hits. And then these 2 even come in and attack. You definitely want to prioritize this hatch, if possible. So this is lost damage. Definitely at least 400 lost damage, I think. So this is good. And even here, like, I might be attack, move, and, like, attack this. This is something I might show at the end of this replay analysis, but if I remember. But what I would do is like move this way a bit, attack, move this way a bit, like away from his lings, attack. And then say all his lings are coming around the bottom to attack your lings. I would like attack the hatch, move up this way, attack the hatch, so your lings kind of do this ring around the rosy and never get surrounded. Like the hatch at this point is at the danger zone and you should be able to kill it. That's the point. This turn was not what you wanted to do. You definitely want to focus this hatch when it's this low. And just dodge getting surrounded. But that was kind of cool. Like, he killed all his lings at the very least, so he's not going to be able to attack you anytime soon. You're going to get this Overlord, so that's good. And your expansion is up and mining, and this is looking great, even though you didn't kill the hatch. Maybe could have pulled those lings back, just kept a couple alive. Just to have like a couple lings here or something. Or even to pull them back home. This Overlord needs to get the heck out of there. Definitely have the advantage. Do we have gas yet? I think you should have gas, just because it's like a gold base, and you're going to be mining so many minerals that I think you can afford a gas or two in the main here. The spine I like. I think it even could have been earlier. Depends how many queens you're building. You're going up to 4 queens, so this is very safe. With a spine and 4 queens, I think that's a good call. And then here you can just really power quite a lot of drones. Your opponent only has, what, 5 lings on the field? This is great. This Overlord, I was just about to say, should be placed here, and you're moving it over there. This one is excellent. It's too far away for queens to get, and you should see any lings moving out. Like, the only other alternative is maybe a little bit closer over here, but this is pretty good. And then this one, I like a lot. If you can get it to back here, it's nice, but even over here is pretty good because you can scout how many drones he has at his expansion, which is a lot. I mean, if you saw this many drones, you could even consider maybe not getting the spine and just sticking with queens. I'm not too sure. I don't know if you needed this many lings. Yeah, I think you should probably have just a higher, even higher drone count. Though, yeah, actually we're behind. That's surprising. I don't know when that ling production was, so we'll just go back and take a look. But I think for sure you were safe with all the signs that you saw, like only a couple lings moving out. This Overlord here seeing like, wow, a lot of workers. At least I think it saw that. Not quite yet, but I think you will see it by the time it gets to there. So not a lot of workers at the expansion. It doesn't really look like he's all-inning you. And then, yeah, with 4 queens, I feel like you could just wall this ramp, have a spine maybe just placed here, and then a couple lings, maybe 6, but no more than that. And then with 4 queens, a spine, you're going to be able to defend pretty much anything, especially light pressure, which is all he plans to do. Even so, repelling this back nicely, should be droning. Should definitely be droning. Oh, that's why supply block. This is very common. I do it all the time, and it's the worst thing in the world. So just try to remember, like, even as early as 30 supply, just like double Overlord then. At the very least 1 to get up to 44, but you're going to get that second one pretty soon anyway. So around 30, in the 30s of supply, that's when I like to start seeing double Overlords. But here we go. We should see lots of drones. And this is unfortunate. Like, there has been a lot of time where A, we've been sitting with over 3 larvae, and B, just haven't been producing as much out of these hatcheries, like just idle production time, essentially. I know that's partly the supply block, but yeah, there we go, big round. But seconds count. What I do like is that we have 2 gas. How are we doing in terms of... I think we should also have an Evo chamber coming about now. Actually, still behind in workers. So really need to be focusing on that a little bit more, powering those drones, keeping supply ahead. Even now, like another Overlord, and then just keep droning. Get that larva down to 0. 0. 0. Yeah, so for now, that's what's standing out to me most, I think, is just larva production not being as steady as it could. He's pushing out. Doesn't look like it's going to be much of a threat. Are we going for a big roach timing? I think so. Like a 2 gas roach timing. So this is probably the type of timing you would wait for 20-esque roaches. 15, maybe. And yeah, there they are in production. I feel a bit late, and actually, yeah, here, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Now, I think you have all the defenses you need to take very little damage from this anyway. Like, the queen defense is so strong, and you did a good job of kind of anticipating it, probably because of the Overlord spread. And even the queen in the main brought down and ready to transfuse, defend, wall, all that good stuff. And this I like actually a lot. Like, you have the spine kind of at the front. Maybe you could have it a little bit to the south, but it's pretty good. And these lings are in the back so that anything getting to the mineral line isn't just attacking your drones. It's forced to attack the lings first. Just gotta be careful of the baneling, but it looks like it's gonna get sniped. And this is so good. Like, this is the type of situation where if you had nothing back here, these lings just do crazy damage. Like, they will kill these 5 drones, 6 drones in no time. But just having these lings here will slow that so much. And you got queen in the back, tanking the banelings. Now killing all these zerglings. This is an excellent defense. That should feel really good. And we got all the roaches in production. Definitely need to get back into injecting. And I think, yeah, unfortunately, like, maybe could have squeezed out another inject at each of the bases. Like, we have so much queen energy that, like, could have just queued one up in the main and at the natural and dealt with all this pressure just fine. But because you didn't, I think you can't wait any longer. Like, you got to go with whatever roaches you have. Because to wait for an inject, how long does an inject even take? 30 seconds. And then, like, the time to build the roaches, too. I don't think you can wait that long. So, probably push out as soon as you have all the roaches. And I think you are. This is a little early. This could actually tip him off if you show it, and you do, to this Overlord. He hasn't seen any roaches, coincidentally, in this game, but now he has. He can spine, build a bunch of lings. Look how many lings he's building! If you had showed this, like, a couple seconds later, that may be 10 drones. I'm not even kidding. He has his 3rd coming and stuff. But I think the big premise there was wait a couple more seconds just because you want to group up with all the roaches anyway. And I think you had more coming. Yeah, 2. Do we have link speed? Yes, excellent. And into link production, very good. So the big problem is just those injects were late. So not only can we not get that big roach count that we wanted, but also our ling reinforcements are a little delayed. And even here, yeah, queue them up a little bit if you're that high on the energy. Spread 1 tumor just to get down here a bit. And this will actually be really, really interesting. Oh! So there, yeah, that's why. That's exactly why you don't want your roaches to be spread apart, is that if he has a big ling count, he can just surround it. So just imagine you had a little bit more zerglings and they were like back here, and all your roaches were together. Makes it a lot harder for him to surround this cost efficiently. Reason being, your lings are going to be able to attack his lings and be cost efficient. Zerglings do incredible damage ling on ling. Like, they die so fast. So if he's focus firing your roaches like that, surrounding your roaches, then any lings that you have, say 12, 20 lings, are going to do just uncontested damage, and you will absolutely crush this big zergling count. But because you only have really 6 roaches here for this fight and like 3 lings, this is really not going to be as cost efficient. Still, these roaches are helping in the back, getting some hits. But you would love just the damage to be spread out a little better because he has to surround this big count. And then, like I said, these ling reinforcements really underwhelming. Need those injects throughout the game. Nice pullback there with the roach. Even these, that's actually kind of cool. You could even pull these ones back just a little bit. Could consider the Ravager Morphins with the really low ones, like this one, but probably not. I think you are on a timer here. So the interesting thing is this is not necessarily all in, this attack you're doing. It's guaranteed almost to do damage. It's forcing him to build a bunch of stuff. So if we look at the income, it's not too bad. And like you're taking a 3rd behind it. But what you're doing here, producing slow roaches and more lings and stuff, is kind of making it more all in than it needs to be. I feel like this would be the time that you'd probably want to get your lair and 1 evolution chamber. Just so you can move towards +1 and +1 speed roach, essentially, off of a 2 base and eventually 3 base economy, as opposed to just building the roaches here because they take so long to get across the map. I just feel like you're not going to get much value. And I really think this fight could have went better with just a little bit more zerglings. Yeah, there's the Ravagers trying to get them in, but unfortunately it's just too many zerglings. He took too cost efficient of a fight here. Let's see if we can come back from it. We're not dead by any means. Like, I feel like we could have squeezed out more drones earlier. That's something I still want to point out, so that all of this could have been done on a slightly higher economy. Kind of an economy more similar to his, which was basically the fully saturated 2 base, 2 gas. And he's going into the Spire, and you're just getting your lair. That's going to be tough. And he's already on a 3rd. So I feel like at this point, it's going to be an uphill battle at least. Not over by any means. Well, that really sucks. I wish we had more. Yeah, even just our units positioned over there. I think right now we need to be building queens, probably. You got to anticipate your opponent's probably going mutas. Actually, you saw Roach Warren, didn't you? So you don't really know. We cannot be contained on 2 bases like this. Not against 3 base with a gold. 2 golds. Saturated the main completely. That's a plus. And we can get those gases at the natural. I would call this a little bit of an economic blunder, which is completely saturating the main, which is the blue minerals, and then undersaturating the gold. I think you would rather have 6 drones here mining over here. And this base restarted and defended with your roaches and lings. Oh no, you got to drop into your main. That sucks. It is kind of something you want to do now, is just have an overlord to check your main, just to see if they drop stuff like that. Sometimes it happens even earlier. So maybe your 4th or 5th overlord in the future you can just always have here. Where's our Evo chamber? We definitely need one. At least one. I think the response there was really good. Pulling all the workers right away. And just pulling your army up to defend. Here we're going to go for the big attack. With no +1, unfortunately. But we do have roach speed, so that's the redeeming factor. Oh, no. Gonna kill the 3rd. I'm just thinking maybe the best... Wow, gee, he had so much stuff anyway that it didn't matter. But maybe the best spot would have been the natural. I'm not too sure. No, 3rd's probably fine. On the bright side, like, you took a really nice fight here. He has by far the superior roach count with +1. But you got such a nice concave up here. And then even down here now you're getting a good concave. Unfortunately, he's just going to turn and kill these ones. But up until now, that was actually really cost efficient. It's guaranteed to go downhill, I think. Well, that's still a better concave, but I think he still has more roaches. Just barely. Just barely, man. If you have 8 more roaches here, I think you win the game. Well, he still has a lot in production, but it's that kind of close. And then the +1's really, really, really helping. Definitely don't want to be building lings here, especially because you're gas starved. I think roaches are the only option. Putting down the Spire is fine. I don't know if it'll work at this point. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to even defend much longer. I'll just 8x it from here. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I think he has just way too much gas at this point in income, right? Oh, yeah. So I think that's true. Maybe could have went for one more fight, but that's fine. Quick recap. So the big things. Could have killed his natural, for sure. With your initial links. Just focused it harder. Your follow-up just maybe could have injected so that you could hit it a bit harder. I know, like, your defense actually was really nice, so I don't want to criticize it, but... like that all was good, but just maybe one inject before that, just queue them up. I know it's like a crisis mode, but in the future maybe you can think about that. And then I think there were a couple other things, like just as you were across the map engaging with your roach ling, not droning as hard as humanly possible. And then even earlier, like when you were doing your transition and droning up to like your 2 base saturation with the gas and stuff, missing some time there because of supply blocks, because of just not being as active with larva production. So I think that's still a focus for sure. In terms of the mid-game plan, I think it was fine. The missing link there was just the +1. Like around the time you start your lair, maybe get that +1 started. Okay, one more game against Scorpion on the same map. I kind of like this map now, that it's a gold expansion. We've never had that before. It's kind of cool. Alright, grows in... Is this the same color, same position? This is eerie. Now I want to see this drone being rallied. No! Look! Okay, it bounced off this time, so it didn't triple mine. Whew! We got lucky. And there's the pool, good. I don't know if it was built perfectly this time. I'm not going to go back and check. I feel like there's just a little bit too much time where that Vespine geyser was being constructed before the cancel. So just try to be a little bit closer to 75 when you start that gas. But I do like that you chose a drone very close to the geyser to build it. Uh-oh, triple mining. I love to just point these out. It's like my pet peeve in StarCraft is that drones triple mine and they don't just know to mine over here where it's more efficient. I do think the pool is just like a second or two late, but it's not too bad. There's the Lings, beautiful expansion. I think you can get 115. So we can nitpick even as low as here with or as early in the game as here with these drones. And then these guys again should be hotkeyed right away. I think, like, I know you last game did the method where you double click the larva or the eggs and hotkey them, and that's like fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as building mechanics, I think the best thing to do is as soon as you build those first 3 lings, control 1, and then as soon as you build that next ling, shift 1. Every time you build anything ever that attacks your opponent, shift add it to the control group. Do it. Just do it. Don't argue. Just do it. It is the most important thing in the world. Speaking of important things, we could see the Overlord a little bit earlier, but at the very least we'll be able to get there with those lings early. Again, I guess you're trying to go around that Overlord, and that's why this little path is being taken. I wonder if it worked. No. I don't think it does on this map, because the center is just so narrow that he's always going to see it. You could maybe consider this, which is like quickly skirting up the left side here. How much time, extra time would that take? Like just to go quick into there. And I think it would dodge all of his overlords. I'm going to actually try that. I've never really thought of it. And this is the harder situation, which is when they pull their workers down. But you might actually get some kills on his workers. No, don't chase, don't chase. Not into the main. No, no, no. Go for like these ones that are mining over here. And I think still you want to be targeting this hatch if you can. But obviously if there's drones, take them. Just no chasing. No. Well, he pulled them back, which was a huge mistake. And this is actually turning out in your favor now. Oh my goodness. He does not want to take this fight. That was very strange. I don't know why he didn't run them into the main. So here, though... Well, yeah, now that he... Well, like, honestly, this is a close call because you've already killed a couple drones. You've softened them up a lot. I understand completely the tendency or the desire to chase them into the main. However, this is where his lings are going to be. This is where his queen is going to spawn. So you could still, I think, consider focusing the expansion at this point. But I'm not going to... Until I see what happens, I'm not going to... Ah, we're getting drone kills. We're getting ling kills. I don't know if it's quite enough. Kill that drone. Focus the drone. You could focus down the weak ones here, I think. Probably could have got 2 at least. Oh, here we go. 1. Yeah. 2. Beautiful. 1 more? Maybe? That was all really good. I was watching just, though, in the production tab. Definitely missed a lot, and we can see we're banking a lot. So during that, just if you're not doing anything else, just keep the queens coming. So that at this point, at least you're on like 3 queens finishing, and then you can choose now either to drone or build lings. Definitely missed like the full. We missed the full inject in the main with that queen. I have done that while microing. Oh my god, getting more kills. These lings are relentless. How ahead are we? 3 drones. We got our expansion. So does he though. How many queens does he have? 1 and 1. I think we're ahead by all matrix. Couple lings here I don't mind. I would like if those queens had been built earlier, we could easily be droning. Actually, I just saw how many lings you have. I don't know if you need that many more. I guess maybe going for aggression then. But this then doesn't really make sense to make that many lings and 2 spines, like to go for aggression and do static defense. So I really feel like could have definitely just churned out drones a lot earlier in this game. But should push out then, right? Now. Can this Overlord see? Yes, it can. It'd be interesting, maybe if you, just like theory crafting here, if you used a queen, push this back just a little bit, and then took your lings down this path again, and just went like up and around and into his, because he has no vision on the left side, so he wouldn't know about it till here and wouldn't be able to build any defenses. Just a thought, something to think about. Push it away a little bit, and then don't go through the center. Here, I think you should be saturating your natural completely by now. Maybe a little too early for the gases. The only reason I say that is, yeah, definitely too early for the gases. The only reason I say that is the drone count's so low. Because we've been making lings, like this supply would be fine for the gases if we had drone the whole time, but because our drone count's low, we need to delay these gases. We need to build more drones and do something with these lings. There, we're back into drones though, so that's good. 1 tumor, I like that. Even this one could be brought to here. But I think we've fallen behind, yeah, quite a lot. These lings not paying for themselves. And even the spines this whole time haven't paid for themselves. And I think this is a product like a little earlier. Maybe this Overlord could have been sitting here, saw, okay, he's got the 6 whatever drones mining these patches. He's probably not all inning. I don't need to be building these lings, or maybe even cancel one of these spines and get back to mining. If it really looks like he's not planning any aggression, which he's not. Well, now he might be. Ooh, +1 from your opponent. Evo, Roach Warren. Okay. So even here, we're building this stuff way too early. Like the lair too early, the Evo chambers, gases, everything is too early, and we're not prioritizing minerals enough. And you can tell because, first of all, we're not at our 2 base saturation point while the lair's building and the 1-1 are started. And also our gas bank is just getting a bit high. So all this time, like, and because of this, like, we're not quite able to afford all of our drones, like all the larvae being put into drones. So I think delay all of this a little bit, prioritize those drones a little bit more, and you'll be able to afford this a bit easier. See how we're just a bit starved. We'd like to see the speed soon too. Still a little undersaturated. Still only on 2 gas. Still no 3rd. And I think you can afford all those things easier if you hit that economy, 2 base economy earlier. There's the roach speed though, so all the broad strokes are definitely correct in this game. Roach speed, upgrades, with the exception of the late 3rd. I think could have been taken by now. You always got to think that he is going to try to shut down your 3rd, and sure enough. Well, I thought he was looking for it, but I guess he's not. He should be. Like, this is cool that you're pushing out and planning to, like, hit a timing with your upgrades finishing very soon. Like, that's a nice approach. But first of all, we're supply blocked, and second, so, like, we can't reinforce our army because we don't have overlords. And also, our army's just not that big. Like, I think maybe we would wait for just something like 12... Well, how many roaches do you have? 8? Maybe wait for something like 20. But what do I know? This might do some damage. I don't know. I think he has too many lings. Yeah. And the engagement is, unfortunately, just before the upgrade's finished, too. So the speed just finished, and the +1/+1 is about to finish. So I think if you waited for something like 10 more roaches and took this fight just a little bit later, Spire still wouldn't have been done. And it might have been a little easier to maneuver this fight with a bigger army with speed. And those upgrades obviously make the fight more cost efficient. So here we go again, 2-2 finish, but we're kind of in this weird spot. We don't have enough gas, we still don't have a 3rd base, and we definitely can't afford our 2-2 right away because we've been on 2 gas for so long. So really want to re-emphasize the importance of hitting and maintaining the 2 base saturation, like 2 base minerals, and then also having extra drones building and getting these gases fairly early, up to at least 3 fairly early, but I'd say probably 4 eventually too. Once he gets mutas out, it's really downhill. Our crucial window's kind of done. Like, even this speed timing here where you're hitting now, if it just had all your roaches, might have been enough. Like, yeah, he has mutas coming, but they do take a long time to kill upgraded roaches. Oh boy, that's a lot of queens. But hey, I think you're actually going to snipe him down. He didn't get the first transfuse off, and now they're all dying. But still, it's actually really close. Like the supply. Here, I think you definitely want to be like getting into some minerals somewhere, like probably over here. Maybe shutting down the spire if you had a few more roaches. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! There we go, getting the 4 gases. Just could have been a lot earlier to have a lot more roaches. Yeah, I think from here we're pretty dead. The opponent has like almost enough to saturate 3 bases. End's taking a 4th, yeah. Economically, we're just not in a good place at this point. Spores and Hydras, it's a good effort, but without a 3rd, I think we're dead. Ha! He actually lost quite a few meters there with the spores. Maybe this follow-up could do some damage. This is the kind of thing I would like to have been building queens for a long time. So I have like 10 queens, 12, 20 hydras. And the push, like, it takes a bit longer to get across the map, but it's really more potent. Because this type of mutaflock just crushes a hydra count. It's really nasty when he gets that critical mutaflock. Yeah, that wasn't even close. Like, the game was close, sorry, but just that fight at the end wasn't close. So still some of those same themes there. Missing some production time. Maybe a little late on the 3rd base. And not prioritizing mineral saturation was the real big thing in this game. I wanted to illustrate just that one kind of micro I talked about. And maybe I'll just do a quick transition for fun. I'll do it here. Now, obviously, it won't be as good of a demonstration because I won't have an opponent. But just here's the kind of thing you can be doing. Oh no, the hatchery dies! Fail! I'm gonna have to go reopen the replay. Sorry about that. Actually, I'll open the other one because it's a little bit better for this anyway. What happened? Yes, it was this one. That's funny. I didn't know a hatch building would cancel once I retook over the replay. So just gonna let the hatch finish so it doesn't cancel. And I'll wait until those links show up. So this is good. So let's take over from here. So the idea is, let me just hotkey these lings. 3 of them chase, and these 4 keep attacking it, right? Even these ones come in and keep attacking it. These ones, like, if they kill it, they keep attacking. But then say stuff's coming in, like, you can do stuff like this. Like, oh, don't do that, but you know what I mean? Like, just be getting damage that way and him chasing you. And you can definitely get that kill a lot more. I've messed up a bit on the transition because I was talking, but... So the big thing is the powering of the drones. I'm actually supply blocked early, but gonna get that 2 overlords nice and early. This guy would go to here to scout his expansion. I think he'd like to get 1 spine, so we'll do that. And see, like, here I'm powering drones really hard, getting this larva low, and then I'm going to be thinking about the gas. So probably about now. Maybe even a little later. Always prioritizing those minerals. Don't know if I would always spread 2, might save energy here, but that's okay. Maybe here I'll get the gases. So you can see, like, these saturated bases, this one's even a little oversaturated, but that's fine. Maybe a third gas. Roach warren's coming. Could have a couple more lings on the field, maybe. Just a few. Lots of supply. I'm going to get into roach production here pretty soon. And try not to go below 16. I did go a little bit in the main. But here we go, into roach production. And this is probably when I would try to get the third. Roach production. +1. Something like that for a third. Roach production. I realize I skipped the step of being aggressive with roaches before the +1.
Evolution complete.
I would definitely be very careful, make sure to defend my third. And just all roach production. Like, I want to hit a really nice timing with the +1 and the roach speed. I really don't care about the armor in this matchup. And I encourage you not to care about it either. Until, like, very late game. But really, like, +1 attack and then +2 attack is all you need. And see the difference, like how many roaches are out at this point, and like I'm never starved at all because I've hit that saturation and never left it. And even when I take all these gases, I never really went below 16 at the bases. Saturate that fully on the minerals anyway. And then pretty much just keep spamming roaches. And what I like to do for the armor upgrade, if I even get it, is just get the second Evo chamber about the time +1 finishes. And these 2 upgrades will time out almost perfectly. Queue up all these so I don't have to worry about it. All these injects. And even these gases, I'm not going to really care about too much. At the very least, I'm not going to go below 12 if I don't have to get them. Couple Ravagers, an Overseer. Overseer really should have been built right when the lair was done. Fourth base, maybe an infestation pit. Maybe the gas is filled, and ideally not so inefficiently. but hey. And generally by now you'd have maybe engaged once and then probably again with these 2 upgrades.
Evolution complete.
Cool. So that's kind of how I would approach the middle stages there. Try to prioritize the drones a bit harder, hitting that saturation, and even when you're taking the gases, not going under 16 and full saturation at the natural as well. And then getting up to the total of 4 gas fairly reasonably early, so that you can afford all the upgrades and get towards +1 roach speed eventually, maybe even those +2 and +1 upgrades. And then later, like, saturate your 3rd and then take a 4th, and then just pretty much mass roaches. If he goes mutas, it kind of switches things up. You kind of have to go more AA, or kill them early with roaches, which is totally viable too. Anyway, good luck in your games. Hope this helped, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.